Hi, it's me, the Cuddly Kobold, and I'm trying to make a video. I say that because I tried to film a video. Sorry if it's a little bit shaky. I tried to film a video about what I knitted during the week, and I used my camera for it, and it was so blurry and unfocused. Like, it's on me for not bothering to look at the videos beforehand. But basically, all the footage is unusable, and I don't know why. And while I'm figuring that out, why I have to use my phone, which I do use my phone to record art tablets sometimes, so it's not like I am not used to it. But I don't have like an actual stand for my phone. What I'm using right now is something that attaches to the desk, and it's got like a little bendy where you can bend it. And it's not the best because it does get shaky with the desk. I say desk, but in reality, it's just like a folding table that I use for my desk. It's just a plastic white folding table. And I wish I had a better background for you guys. All you guys get to see is my messy bookshelf with my Yu-Gi-Oh collection, figurine collection, which I just got not too long ago. And my D&D books right here, of which I am starting to learn other systems other than D&D, which I've played D&D for 8 years. And it's really hard learning a new system, not because it's difficult, which I have some difficulties learning new things, but it's not because it's difficult. It's because I've sunk so much money into D&D already. It's really hard going to another system knowing that I put so much money into D&D, being a DM and stuff. But anyway, that's not why we're here. Why we're here is I wanted to do a little knitting, which I did a short. Sorry about my hair. I did a short about the knitting progress I have. And I just wanted to do a little podcast. It's not gonna be too long because my phone battery is a little dead. But yeah, um, currently I undid my hat as you saw, on the short because I wasn't digging the color. The color. So for context, I used to live in a really small town that had a high school, and the mascot for the high school was a green wave, like literally a wave with feet, and it was green. Don't ask me why. I don't know the lore. That's just what they had. The high school's no longer there. It was an old, beat down, no real heat, no real air conditioning school, so they went ahead and built a new school, and now they're the Wolf Pack. But anyway, I no longer live there, so I'm not doxing myself. So good luck with that one. But anyway, I didn't like the color because it reminded me too much of that, so I undid it and I basically started on a Christmas stocking because it is, if you make presents, you know that you need to start early. Otherwise, you will not have them done. Or you'll work so long and hard when it's getting close that you injure yourself, which is never advisable. That being said, I've kind of quit making gifts for people because um I don't know, I just feel like they're not very appreciated by most people. Like my fiance really likes them. But like I could make him a sweater and he'd really appreciate it and take care of it. But I'm not going to do that because I've tried knitting a sweater before and it's just not my thing. But yeah, I've knitted people hats and scarves and stuff like that. I've knitted my mom, dad, my Nana, my two cousins, my siblings, and their girlfriends slash fiancés all Christmas stockings, and I really enjoy making Christmas stockings. Lately, you would have known that I've gotten rid of almost all my yarn. Like, I decided to give up crochet and knitting, but you see how long that lasted. I'm not crocheting yet again. I don't know, the mood just hasn't hit me, and crochet is one of those things where there are very few things that I actually like to crochet. The only thing that I really crocheted were blankets and toys, and I don't like making either one of those anymore. I don't like crocheting hats or socks because they're too loose. They're too loose and not warm enough, in my opinion, and they're really itchy, the formation that crochet does. I'm not sure the science because I am not a scientist, nor am I very bright. But, yeah, so basically, I decided to give it up for the sake of my wrists because I also do art intensively, and it was really hurting. So I decided not to do it anymore. I still cross stitch, but I got hit like hardcore with the knitting bug. Like it hit me like a truck just one day. I was like, oh man, I really need to knit like now. And I was like, oh no, I didn't get rid of any of my tools, knitting tools, because quite frankly, I knew I'd come back to it at some point. I just didn't expect it to be so soon. But yeah, I went through my closet. I was like, I gotta have some yarn. And lo and behold, I had several shades. I have like 3 shades of red, that green, white, and like hot pink. And I think there's a purple too, maybe. And I was like, what? And it's DK weight yarn too. And I was like, what am I gonna make? What am I gonna make with these? Because I usually knit and crochet with worsted weight instead of DK. But I have to say, this Christmas, which I haven't showed you yet, I should go ahead. It's on my desk here. Let me just bring it out. This is the Christmas stocking. It's called the Cheerful Stocking. I forget who it's by because I've not got it on my uh screen for some reason. But Cheerful Stocking on Ravelry. Now on Ravelry it does say, and I know I'm mispronouncing it, it's my accent and my inability to pronounce certain things. It does say that you need to pay for it, but if you look in the links, it's free in her blog, so you can get it for free. Um, it's a bobble stitch. I had never knitted a bobble stitch before, and it's actually going really well. It looks a lot like a granny stitch, which is why she did it. She said because it mimicked a granny stitch crocheting, she did it. And if you look, you see this little like thing that goes up into here, into the other color. It does look incredibly like a granny stitch, and it's puffed out. And I really like that. Like, yeah, and the colors I had was perfect for a Christmas stocking. Now, I've already made my fiance a Christmas stocking. This is for his mother. I plan on making his mother and father one. I don't know if I'll ever make his siblings one because he has a lot of siblings. He has like 6 siblings. So I don't know if I can ever knit enough. I mean, I could work on it and just give it to them one Christmas all at one time, but they're not all of them are knit worthy, and some of them have kids, and I don't want to be like, oh, here's you a Christmas stocking, but I didn't knit you one because I don't feel you're worthy. I feel like that's how they feel. So I don't know if I'll do it. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, the colors I had were perfect for a Christmas stocking. Like the coincidence of that is just monumental. But I'm also doing it, I believe these are a cheap pair that I got either from Michael's or Hobby Lobby. I don't know. I don't shop at Hobby Lobby anymore. But I had these in my closet, so it's from one of them. It's one of the really cheap brands, and it's not got the size written on the needle, which really bothers me. So there's no telling. The only way I could tell that this is probably size 4 needles is I held it up against a already printed needle that said size 4, and it looks pretty similar in size. So I'm guessing that's the size. Um, the reason why I didn't use the other knitting needles is because one, they're wooden, and I've gotten where I don't really like wooden ones because they stick to the yarn a lot. And two, the cable was too long because this is a circular needle. The cable was too long, and this is the needle that I use to knit DK weight hats with. Because again, I think it's size 4, and it's got a very short cable to it. I do have deep double pointed needles in this size, but I decided to use a circular, transfer them to circular needle because it's just easier because I take it with me whenever I'm going. So yeah, it's been really good going. I did make a mistake, and the problem with this pattern is if you make one mistake, there is no going back. Like, um, if you read the pattern, you'll know why, but there's like no going back. And it was such a deep mistake that I made that I just couldn't go back. But it's not highly noticeable. If you're not the one making it, I don't think you'll even notice. Like, I notice it now looking at it because I know it's there, but like an average person isn't going to know. And I'm not going to point it out except for to all of you guys. And sorry if my face is getting red. Like, my room is incredibly hot and I can't have the fan on because it'll make a lot of noises. I live with my grandmother and she insists on the house being hot because she's old and bad circulation and she stays cold. But anyway, I'm really enjoying this pattern. Now, when I get to the heel, we'll see if I still enjoy this because this is a heel I've never done before. This is a forget about it heel where you put the stitches from the heel on a separate thing, like a separate piece of yarn or other. I'm going to use other cable knitting and put it on. And then you knit the rest of it and then the toe and then you go back and do the heel. I've never done that before. I've only ever done heels that you do as you go and then you knit around and then you do the toe. So that's going to be really interesting to do. And I'm probably not going to film it because I will be figuring it out as I go. So I'll let you guys know how that goes. Yeah. Um so yeah, I've been doing Christmas stocking. I also started a DK weight because I didn't think I had any sock yarn left. So I started a DK weight sock just because I really wanted to do a sock. And I'm realizing now that although some people do DK weight socks, this particular DK weight, which is what I'm using for this stocking, what I found was Premier. It isn't gonna be good for socks because it's not stretchy. It's got no give to it. It fits my foot all right. But lo and behold, I was going through my closet because I'm moving soon and I had to get rid of stuff. I was going through my closet and I found some actual sock yarn, like fingering weight, nylon. It's got like 20% nylon or something like that. And it's so soft and stretchy. I don't remember what brand it is. I could do a video on the socks and tell you guys about it later. I'm not going to start the socks until after I move because I have to order knitting needles for it. And I don't want to do that in case they don't come in on time. So yeah, I'm waiting on that. Also, knitting needles are a little hard. The size that I want are a little hard to find. And they're not in this month's budget. So I'd have to wait till next month anyway. Because they're kind of sock knitting needles are a little bit more expensive. I used to have a pair and they're wooden and I accidentally stepped on them and broke them one morning. Because I'm not an organized person. That's why I prefer metal knitting needles because they bend more than they break. And you can always kind of bend them back into shape as long as they're not too bent. So yeah, that's what happened with that one. So it's actually going to be immortalized in a comic book page that I'm doing for Crafty Witch. But anyway, yeah, so that's the update. Uh, that's what I've been doing. I haven't really cross stitched anything more because I've not been in a mood. Cross stitching takes a bit of preparingness, whereas with knitting, I can just pick it up and go. Whereas cross stitching, I have to bring it out, get the right floss, thread the needle, sit and do tiny X's all day long, and it hurts my thumb because I don't have a stand for the hoop yet. I know that doesn't sound like a lot, but to me, in my depressed mind, it's a lot. It's a lot to do. And it's hard to pick up and put back down. A lot of my knitting gets done in between Overwatch rounds. So that's probably why I made such a mistake on it in the first place because I wasn't fully committed to it at the time. I shouldn't have done a complicated row while also playing Overwatch. But yeah, so that's my knitting journal. I want to finishing this one. I'm not so sure what pattern I'm going to do for my fiance's father. I may do the same pattern. I don't know. I also want to make one for another friend of mine. I'm not going to say who it is in case they watch this video. But I have to order yarn for that. And again, not in this month's budget to order yarn. Plus, I don't want physical things that I have to move. I guess I could. The problem is I can't really shop for yarn in person because the closest yarn shop, which is Michael's, because I don't shop at Hobby Lobby anymore, which is Michael's, is an hour away. and they barely have any yarn. My Michaels does not have a good yarn section, and what yarn they do have is not really what I need. So, there's that. Anyway, I'm going to knit a few rows and leave you guys off on that. Hope you guys have a great day and like the lo-fi music. I will say all the lo-fi music that I have is custom made. I just had a new song made, so I hope you guys enjoy it. Bye. Hi, hello, welcome to knitting. I just wanted to come on here and say a few words. First of all, this Christmas stocking is pretty big. I'm using DK weight yarn, as I said, but this was supposed to be worsted weight, I'm pretty sure. And I can't imagine how huge it would be uh, for it being worsted weight. So, yeah, it's pretty big already, which I know Christmas stockings are meant to be pretty big, so you stuff them with all kinds of goodies. But, like, this one is pretty big. I generally do kind of smaller stockings. I don't have any pictures of the ones that I've made beforehand because I never thought to get pictures of them because I'm stupid. But yeah, I'm really enjoying knitting again. It's really zen and happy, and it keeps my hands busy. Although I have to remember to basically take breaks every now and then and enjoy it and not crash out my hands. Because I could knit, when I'm into it, I can knit for hours and hours and not even take a break. And then when I take a break, I can barely move my fingers, which is a bad sign. Don't do what I do, folks. I wanted to say I was thinking about vlogging daily or maybe every other day. I don't know if I have enough content to vlog daily because I don't know. I don't really go anyplace. Like I said, I live in a small town and everything's like an hour away, and I don't drive for various reasons. Maybe I'll go into that on another vlog. But yeah, I think I will. I've got the time to do it. This is a great hobby for me. So we'll just see if I'll use YouTube as a little diary vlog thing. Anyway, I hope you have a good day, good night, good evening, whatever time it is for you. And I'll see you in the next video.